YouTube, Rich T3 Angling. We're back at it, working on our DIY adventure power box. In the last segment, I believe I finished off working on the plate. I did some other video. I didn't really like how it came out, so I decided to make that a shorter, compact part of this video. So in this part of the video, or this part of the series, we're going to be we've wrapped up our plate, mounting our components, and now we're going to start wiring. To save a little bit of time, let me start with the plate, I guess. So I went ahead and finished up the plate. Got everything mounted, got everything in place. I did have to adjust a little bit here as I was closing the box lid. Once it was mounted in the lid, I was getting a little bit of rub on this inside lip of the box. So I had to adjust for that a little bit. The only thing that was, the plate was a little bit longer. I wanted a little bit more plate to give me some more room, but I left it a little bit long to fit inside that part of that lip of the box. So I just went downstairs and brought out the old chop saw, trimmed off enough, sanded everything down. You notice the rounded corners are gone, but other than that, I took off a little bit all the way around. We had a little nick in the board, so I cleaned that up. So the plate looks much better, and it's ready to go. So basically how this thing all goes together, and again, we talked about the wiring. We deconstructed the box that I originally had built, and the reason for that is I didn't have another box on hand. I just built a couple of boxes, and the folks came by and picked them up, and that was my last orange box. So I didn't have time to order one for the video series, and then they went up in price. I didn't want to go pay extra money for that either. So I just deconstructed. This is my box, my personal box. So I just deconstructed that box, as we mentioned in the original video, and I've started to reassemble it to this point. So the last portion we worked on the video. In the video we worked on the plate, how to lay it all out. In that video, I did not put my holes for my cables, and as you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but they're off a little bit. They're not perfect, but it's okay. It'll work for what we need. And so here everything's mounted and everything's ready to go. So here's all your switches. I did from the original. I did switch places with the Q3.0 USB ports. I did switch places with the master switch. So, and I just decided I wanted all the switches in a row down here. So that's the only change in layout. From the original video, I think I already discussed this in another part, but we talked about the screws. I figured I found my mistake and my error, and so I fixed that. So then, other than that, that's really about it as far as the plate goes. What I did here was I went ahead and reinstalled all the lights and everything the way in the positions they were supposed to be in. Now I have not siliconed these in place just yet. So when we get all the wiring done, I like for my wiring to be plug and play, and it takes a little bit extra time to do that, but it's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. You still get good connections. I just like it plug and play. So in case I need to take the plate off, I can just unplug a couple of things here and there, and I'm ready to go. So all I did with the lid, like I said, is just reinstalled everything, mounted our port when we use our YOLOTech power stick. We got our white lights in the rear, as the box will be opening this way. So we have our white lights in the back side, front navigation lights, front land nav or night vision saving, and then we have our SAE port here. So that's the only thing, and our flasher, I'm sorry. So that's the only thing that's on the outside of the box. So when we're done, I said all that to say that each one of these holes, as you see here, each one of them, I'm going to loosen those screws up a little bit, and then I'm going to silicone them, and then we'll tighten them back down. on the front side here, these have little pads in here, and they compress. It's closed foam, so they compress. So that should give me a watertight seal there. But again, I'll take the screws up some, and I'll put silicone around the holes, front and back, and then we'll tighten everything back down. And we should have unless you chuck it into a lake or river or something and try to drown the thing, you should have a pretty much a watertight seal, because this seal here plus siliconing all the holes that we drilled. So that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start wiring. Hopefully I can get through this in one relatively short video. If not, I may have to do 2 parts, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. That's easy to do. So I guess without further ado, what we need to do is we need to figure out this mess, because this is our wiring. It doesn't look like a lot of wiring, but it is our wiring, and it's in total. I mean, that's all we got to do is just plug things back in and we're ready to go. So I'm going to make a couple adjustments here. Like things like this is kind of cockeyed. You just loosen it up a little bit, straighten it up to where you want it, and then just tighten it back down. Still off just a touch. There we go. Now straight. Okay, now so everything's tightened up there. We may have to make some new wires, only a couple of them, and the reason for that is because I switched the master switch and the QC USB locations. Other than that, that should be it. Now the tricky part to the wiring is when you're doing this from scratch and you're doing it the first time around, not just reconnecting. It's tough because you have to have the box like this so you know what wires go to where, right? And with them being mounted in the lid, it doesn't give you a whole lot of space to work. So just bear that in mind when you start doing this. Everything will in the end come out okay. It's just that initial getting everything ready. So, and giving yourself enough room. I guess is the best way to say it, is giving yourself enough room to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this. See if I can get. I guess it's not. The way that was mounted in the lens is not really going to cooperate. So we're just going to put that back in there, and I'll pop these out and I'll silicone that behind those two. Even though they have these rubber gaskets around them and these little pods fit down it, and you'll feel them kind of push into them if you use this light. You'll feel it push in there, so that's not a big deal. Let's see, here's white lights. So again, it's just trying to keep everything organized, really. But I have everything measured when I built the box originally, and so I hope I don't have to redo a whole lot of wires, but I know I have to do some wire work with the battery because I am going to set it up for a parallel. I may not use parallel all the time, but I'm going to set it up for that. But we'll do that in a little bit. Next one we need is, if I can find it here, stuff all over the map. I like to do my negatives first. And this is going to be for the battery terminal. So we'll get that out of the way for now. Then this is our positive. And everything's kind of color coded. So if you notice this one here, it's got it's not really green, it's kind of like an aqua color, but that's for our green LED, right? So this will plug in to our green LED, which is right here, the one in the middle. This will plug into the power out, and then this is a quick disconnect, and I'll show you why I did that. But so we're gonna get started on that. So let me get this stuff sorted out here. So we got the negative. Where's the negatives? There's our negatives. This is for your white LEDs. Again, this will plug to the out, and then these will plug. These white wires on your white LED, if I can get a hold of it, kind of being ornery there, will plug into these, and then the red will plug into your power out. Okay, but we'll get to the positive side here in a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I like to do, and I've tested all this so I know it all works. I just hope I remember it right to do it all on camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this YOLO Tech, and I'm just going to push this out of the way. Straighten those wires up a little bit. We don't need them in our way right now. So you got your green LED. Put that down, that thing, so hopefully it'll keep that out of the way. Try to find little holes that you can stick your wires in. It's like little holding places. Otherwise, they will get all over the place and just drive you mad trying to keep stuff out of the way. Alright, we'll put that one underneath here. Okay, so we got our red LED, our negative and our positive, and we've got our green LED, our negative and positive. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to wire, or rewire, I should say. Let me get this thing straight down. It's kind of like a notch right now. Rewire what we already had set up. Now, you'll notice on this one, I used one of these. Now everything that plugs into my solar charge controller, I use these for. And those you can identify rather quickly because you see, I don't know if it's in focus or not, but you see the little caps. It's not a bare wire. Oops, you see a bare wire. Of course I don't have one. There we go. We'll just use this. So as you can see, this is a bare wire. You can just straighten it out and then twist it. Here has the little crimp on it. Now they use these for like stereo equipment and stuff like that. But I was searching for a way that I could more easily plug my stuff into my solar charge controller without having those just loose wires that would fray out everywhere, and one would get stuck and one stick in the finger and all that other kind of stuff. So I was looking for a way to do that, and these work excellent. They're all by wire size. I showed them to you in the materials list. But what that does is all you got to do is just put that on your negative side, whatever one it goes into, and tighten that little screw down, and it's perfect. So that's what I use those for. Okay, and matter of fact, here's two big ones for the solar panel. These are gray bands, and the other one I think I had was a black one. So that's just wire size. But let's get that out of the way for a second. So anyway, just to show you, I mean, that would come up through this hole like that, and it would plug into the solar charge controller. Now, I will mention here real quickly, when we start wiring, I am going to loosen up the solar charge controller. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that now so I don't forget. And the reason why we want to do that is because this thing is going to be, some of the wires when you go to put them in there is kind of a pain in the backside when that thing's tightened all the way down. So we're just going to reverse this a little bit, loosen this up, and it's really the only one that you have to loosen up. So as you can see, this thing's pretty loose. I may have to take it all the way off, but anyway. So the reason again why I do that is when I start running my wires. Let's get that through there the right way. When you start running your wires, and you start to pull them back, they can get a little tricky to put in there. So you may actually have to pull the thing off, or take the bolts all the way out. And I think in this particular case, I'm going to do that. It's just going to make it easier to work with in the long run. And we're not really hooking anything up to it right now. And I think that'll give us plenty. I mean, I can take it all the way off later if we have to. So then these are our SAE port, right? And that's going to be plugged in directly into the solar charge controller. Again, using those little stereo plugs, so they would go in. Like that. And like that. And you can see how it kind of, alright, so then it's going to sit just like that. But again, I'm just leaving it loose for a little bit. So you don't have to do it right now because we're not really wiring it right now per se. But when you flip it up, see how you kind of have to do a certain way, but it does kind of hold it in place. So that's why I use it mainly. Okay. So let's see here. Let's let me get the other side sorted out, and then we will come back and I'll real quickly show you guys how I do the wiring and all these brass loads on top.